what the Latino community knows how to do is we know how to fight. Every single person in this room stands straight, stand tall, because I know, as does your neighbor, that you are here because of your talent, your perseverance, your tenacity, and it doesn't matter what anybody says, your talent. And it was not given. Every single person here has earned it. We are firmly right now in the crossroads in America. We are at the crosshairs of this administration. On the day that we celebrated Martin Luther King, the architect of our civil rights, 39-year-old father of two, was deported. He came to this country when he was 10 years old. He paid his taxes, he made a good living, he contributed. But because we have grit and fight in this country, in our Latino community, in our veins, we are built for this moment. So before I present this award, I ask you to join Voto Latino. Email me personally at mtk@votolatino.org. We're in 25 cities, but we need your help. Because what they don't understand is that we have an army, but we have a presidential bench as well. We have Javier Becerra, we have Julian Castro, we have Mayor Meléndez, we have Mayor Garcetti, and we have Mayor Cruz. But the only way that we could actually have that bench is that we need the army of the individuals that are on the streets. We need to translate our political power. And with that, I want to honor one of the mayors who has demonstrated what good public service means, what it means to be an elected, what it means to fight for the individuals that have elected you. With sustained winds of 155 miles an hour, can you imagine? Category 4. Hurricane Maria was so powerful, it disabled radar, weather stations, and cell towers across Puerto Rico, leaving an information vacuum for mayors responsible for responding to the needs and those of their residents. Hurricane Maria was the strongest hurricane to strike Puerto Rico since 1931. Yet it makes you feel like nothing much has changed in 100 years. It engulfed the entire 100-mile-long island with 20 inches or more of rain falling, often at the torrential rates of up to 7 inches per hour. In San Juan, the capital, María shook buildings and blew out windows. Residents of high-rise apartments sought refuge in bathrooms. First responders had to ride out the storm for hours before being able to provide help. The scale of the disaster became clear only when mayors from across the island arrived in San Juan on September 23rd. 3 days after the 2017 storm, for a meeting at the convention center, at which they delivered dire reports in person. The mayors of Puerto Rico are heroes. They became the first responders in so many ways, cutting through the federal government bureaucracy, demanding help for their residents, and delivering first aid firsthand. For their outstanding leadership, responding to Hurricane Irma and Maria, the Latino Leaders Network presents the Antonio Villaraigosa Leadership Award to the mayors of Puerto Rico. Receiving the award on behalf of the mayors is María Maita. So I have to say, Maita was the name of my great-grandmother. So I hold it close, and I paused when I first heard it. So Mayor María Maita Meléndez of Ponce. We also had Mayor Carmen Yulín Cruz of San Juan. Unfortunately, she was unable to join us tonight because she has received a devastating flu. Something to teach us as we're going full throttle on our lives, trying to make sure that we're pulling out fires. We have to take care of ourselves. The oxygen masks, first to us, and then our siblings. But with that, and without further ado, and someone who deserves a standing ovation, please help welcome Mayor Mayita Meléndez.
Buenas noches. Good evening. I would like to thank the Latino Leader Network, its board of directors, its chairman, and its membership for conferring me and the mayors of Puerto Rico the Antonio Villaraigosa Leadership Award. 5 years ago, I came here seeing one person to receive Antonio Villaraigosa Leadership. It was Stephanie Rollins who received by that time the awards. 5 years now, I am receiving on behalf of my people, of my colleagues from Puerto Rico, the special persons who work and give heart, body, and mind in serving all the needs of the people, my fellow mayors of Puerto Rico. I accept this award with great enthusiasm. I accept not only with that, but with the utmost sense of responsibility, with an indomitable spirit of work, and with the understanding that I have been entrusted with the task of helping to shape a better future for our people in Puerto Rico. There are many people who have made it possible for us to be here tonight, that have been instrumental in every step taken. They are also being recognized this evening. My family, particularly my parents, who instill in my highest values and the vocation to serve the people. And my daughters and dear granddaughters, Ana Camila, for always supporting me in this task, which also involved many sacrifices for them. I have this grandchild, 6 years old, and during these days of the hurricane, past the hurricane, she was with me in a jeep through the mountains, taking a microphone and telling the people of Ponce, we have commodities for you. Please be out. We are giving you water and food. Because people didn't have a house. People lost everything. Cooperation and collaboration are essential to any endeavor. It's required people to put aside their natural difference and concentrate on working towards a shared purpose, loftier goals, the greater good. With that in mind, I acknowledge and express my deepest gratitude to all municipal employees, cabinet members, industry, like Warburg, and all those who sacrifice and contribute in the benefit of our city and our island and our community. Thanks to all volunteers and community leaders, Latino leaders, for their dedication without expecting reward or recognition, for inspire us all. I would like to take this time to congratulate. Someone said, next president, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know, Mayor Garcetti. There's a rumor that's saying it's go to Ponce, also the rumor. My fellow mayors who are here, and I want to present them. They have been like brothers and sisters working together, like Carmen Yulín working with us. I have to present the mayor of Orocovi, Gary Colón, who's here. Mayor Orlando Ortiz, who is here from Naranjito. And all the rest of the municipalities who have built in Puerto Rico working very hard. Because at this, our time of greatest need, they have been able to put aside their political and philosophical difference and work tirelessly to meet our people's needs. And that's important. We are politicians, but we take our politics out. You know why? Because people need us. We serve the people. That are for we are elected for. When I assumed the position of a mayor for the first time, I know my third term, I could not have anticipated all the challenges that we have to confront the reality and the paradigm shifts under which we will have to operate, the barriers that we will have to overcome, an extremely complex and challenging economic environment tied by a prolonged recession in Puerto Rico, and for the first time in many decades, my alarming population, first time, decline motivated by the uncertainty that characterizes an unsustainable economic situation. A municipal administration that was in a precarious fiscal situation. However, all those pale in comparison to the challenges brought by the devastation caused by hurricanes Irma and Maria. I assure that all of us are generally aware of the predicaments affecting Puerto Rico and have seen the image of devastation. It has truly been gut-wrenching. If something can be said of Hurricane Maria, is that it exposed the dire state in which many of our people live in. Our families continue to fragment. There are still many people without access to essential services, without electricity, without water, even without food. I have to tell this story. I know that our brothers and sisters from California, from Florida, from Texas are suffering also. But this guy, who is from the municipality, is about 35 minutes from the municipality to go to the rural area. This guy was 75 years old, he is. A year ago, he remodeled all his house and his home, remodeled it. He spent about $35,000. The day of Hurricane Maria, at 6 o'clock in the morning, his son called him and said, "Get out of the house. Cross the street." His son lives across the street. He went out. In 5 minutes, his house was destroyed, completely destroyed. I have seen this guy 3 times in 4 months. He has lost weight, 25 pounds. He has been in the hospital, and he has not even water, not even food. Because maybe he eats 1 time in a day. No power, son. The reconstruction process will be long and arduous, one that will require substantial assistance by the private sector, the third sector, and the federal government. I do not confront this crisis with reservations. On the contrary, I do with the greatest sense of historical commitment and with the satisfaction and pride of being chosen by our people to represent and serve as an instrumental in this critical moment. They do the same thing. We have been seeing congressmen, we have seen many things, but fighting for our people. I am well aware of the changes that had been proposed, and all the realities that are ahead. We are going to face challenges. We face this commitment is particularly relevant. As I have done in the past, I call upon all our fellow citizens to work tirelessly and be cooperative also for our communities. This call is not symbolic or a mere formality, but a call of consciousness. We can create new paradigms, new illusions, and begin a new era of enthusiasm. We believe that immigration law should be approved and go ahead. We Latinos, we are American citizens. The rest of the Latinos are American citizens also. I know there are difficulties, and many families still face, and the woman demands that they still await a response. I recognize that we have a long way to go, but that is what we give my work as a mayor, is the meaning of a mayor, serving people. and willpower, no matter what obstacles are presented, is immutable. Throughout history, our Latino communities have shown courage and have fought against adversity. It's time to fight as a people, to pursue our dreams, to make things happen, even if they cost sweat, sacrifice, and effort. We will do it. Latinos do it. I believe in the resiliences of us, Hispanics, and the American citizens of Puerto Rico, and I have faith in our cities, in our people, in Latinos' faith. With our eyes on the future, we will be the protagonists of our destiny. Past tribulations will not be in vain. Fight for the people, serve the people. We Latinos have the force. Thanks God to all of you. Good evening.